Throughout history, the names of Napoleon Bonaparte, Alexander the Great, and Julius Caesar have resonated as epitomes of leadership, conquest, and ambition. These men rose to the apex of power in their respective eras, shaping not only the fates of empires, but also the broader course of history itself. Their campaigns and strategies, marked by audacity and brilliance, have made them enduring subjects of admiration and fear. In this video, we will explore who among these towering figures was feared the most and why. To answer this question, one must delve deeply into the lives, military tactics, and psychological impacts of Napoleon, Alexander, and Caesar, considering their contexts, enemies, and legacies. Alexander III of Macedon, known as Alexander the Great, was arguably one of the most feared conquerors in ancient history. By the age of 20, he inherited a powerful but relatively small kingdom and, within a mere 13 years, forged one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. His name struck terror not only because of his military genius, but also due to the sheer speed and ruthlessness of his conquests. His campaigns against the Persian Empire, under King Darius III, are legendary, showcasing his ability to outmaneuver larger forces through superior tactics and innovative strategies. Alexander's use of the phalanx formation combined with cavalry strikes allowed him to dominate battlefields from the Granicus River to Gaugamela. His psychological warfare was equally formidable. Cities that resisted him often faced brutal retribution, such as the destruction of Thebes. Conversely, his reputation for clemency towards those who surrendered made many capitulate without a fight, amplifying his aura of invincibility. Fear of Alexander extended beyond the battlefield. He was seen as a demigod, a man who claimed descent from Zeus and who inspired fanatical loyalty among his troops. His relentless drive to conquer, even venturing into the unknown lands of India, intimidated both allies and enemies. However, his early death at 32 limited his ability to consolidate his empire, leaving questions about whether his fearsome reputation could have endured in a more prolonged rule. Julius Caesar, a pivotal figure in the transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire, inspired a different kind of fear. While Alexander's conquests were primarily external, Caesar's path to power involved not only foreign campaigns, but also internal political machinations. His military achievements, particularly in Gaul, demonstrated an uncanny ability to adapt, innovate, and inspire his legions. The Gallic Wars, chronicled in his own writings, reveal a leader who combined strategic brilliance with a deep understanding of psychological warfare. Caesar's siege of Alesia in 52 BCE is often cited as one of history's greatest military feats. Facing a vastly superior force, he constructed dual lines of fortifications to fend off both the besieged Gauls and their reinforcements. His victory not only crushed the Gallic resistance, but also solidified his reputation as an unstoppable force. Yet, it was his audacious crossing of the Rubicon River in 49 BCE that cemented his place as a figure of fear in Roman history. Defying the Senate's orders, he declared, "The die is cast," and marched on Rome, sparking a civil war that would end the Republic. Caesar's political acumen and willingness to defy norms made him feared by the Roman elite. His accumulation of power, culminating in his appointment as dictator for life, alarmed many who saw him as a threat to traditional Republican values. This fear ultimately led to his assassination in 44 BCE, a dramatic event that underscored the terror he inspired among his peers. Despite his death, Caesar's legacy endured, as did the fear of his name, which became synonymous with imperial power in the form of the title Caesar adopted by Roman emperors. Napoleon Bonaparte, the modern strategist of fear. Napoleon Bonaparte, emerging from the turmoil of the French Revolution, redefined warfare in the modern era. His rise from an obscure Corsican artillery officer to Emperor of France exemplified a blend of ambition, intellect, and charisma. Napoleon's campaigns, spanning Europe from Spain to Russia, demonstrated an unparalleled ability to combine rapid movement, decisive battles, and innovative tactics. His strategies, such as the use of corps d'armée and the concept of concentrated force, reshaped military doctrine. Napoleon was feared not only for his battlefield prowess, but also for his political and social reforms. He dismantled old feudal structures and spread revolutionary ideals across Europe, threatening monarchies and established orders. His victories at Austerlitz, Jena Auerstedt, and Wagram showcased his tactical brilliance, while his invasion of Russia in 1812 highlighted both his ambition and his hubris. Although the campaign ended in disaster, the sheer scale of his efforts left an indelible mark on the European psyche. Napoleon's fearsome reputation extended beyond military circles. He was seen as a disruptor of the European balance of power, a man whose ambitions knew no bounds. The coalition of powers that ultimately defeated him required an unprecedented level of unity and resources, underscoring the extent of the threat he posed. Even in exile, first on Elba and later on St. Helena, he remained a figure of fascination and dread, a symbol of revolutionary change and relentless ambition. To determine who among Napoleon, Alexander, and Caesar was the most feared, one must consider the nature and scope of their influence. Alexander's fear was rooted in his unmatched military conquests and his ability to project power across vast territories. His enemies feared not just his armies, but also his vision of a unified empire blending Greek and Eastern cultures. However, his early death and lack of an enduring administrative legacy limited the long-term impact of his fear. Caesar's fear factor lay in his dual mastery of military and political arenas. He was feared not only by foreign adversaries, but also by the Roman elite, whose power he systematically undermined. His assassination reflects the extent of the fear he inspired among his contemporaries. Yet, his achievements, while transformative, were confined to the Roman world, and his legacy relied heavily on the structures established by his successors. Napoleon, in contrast, inspired fear on a truly continental scale. His campaigns affected not only Europe, but also the global balance of power. Unlike Alexander, Napoleon operated in an era of nation-states and modern armies, making his influence more directly comparable to contemporary notions of power and fear. His ability to mobilize entire nations, reshape societies, and challenge traditional hierarchies made him a uniquely formidable figure. While his ultimate defeat marked the end of his reign, the Napoleonic Wars fundamentally altered the course of European history, leaving a legacy of fear and respect that endures to this day. Between Alexander, Caesar, and Napoleon, the title of the most feared depends largely on the criteria used. Alexander's speed and decisiveness, Caesar's political and military duality, and Napoleon's revolutionary impact all contributed to their fearsome reputations. However, Napoleon's combination of military innovation, political disruption, and lasting influence arguably makes him the most feared of the three. His ability to challenge and reshape the foundations of European society and governance marks him as a figure whose fear extended beyond his lifetime, influencing the world in profound and enduring ways. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history's most legendary leaders, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.